I want to start with an area that we are actually seeing a little bit of progress, which is the energy transition. You are an important player in that game. COP28 has happened. We've got a lot of sideline meetings here at the Munich Security Conference. And I mean, we can certainly say there's movement, there's progress.
Yeah. And amidst all the gloom, we had earlier in the week of the Munich conference, we had the Oslo Energy Forum, which has been there for many decades. And this time it was also described in a geopolitical setting. So there were, presentations about what's happening in the geopolitical scene. And one of the participants I met afterwards said, it was a very depressive session because the world looks like a messy place. So there were two reasons for hope. And that was on climate change and energy transition. And it was quite remarkable because those two have been, two issues that have been of great concern. Not going fast enough, not happening. But there are interesting things here happening. I think the energy transition is happening. I think COP really laid the foundation for further transition. For the first time, you have written down in text all agreeing that there will be a transition out of fossil fuels and underlining transition, not one to the other. So we have to build the renewable. And with that happening, I think with the cost of solar, wind, and the new technologies coming down
radically. Yeah.
Radically. One issue, John Kerry and I launched at the last COP a green shipping initiative. No institution, no secretariat, no nothing. But industry has really taken on this. And now you have the construction of the first major car ferries, transporting cars with ammonia. And that was a few years ago seen to be happening in the mid-30s, and it's happening in the mid-20s. So, with technology, I think there are some very exciting things happening. What I think is necessary, to have politics in politics, but also politics with industry. Take one example, storage capacity for renewables, battery. We know that is happening in our countries. In Norway, we have now some major battery factories being built. Where this is really needed is in emerging economies that will make the choice. Should we do 50 more coal-fired plants or should we go for solar or wind? But the green premium, the cost
is still very large.
It's still very large
in these countries, yes.
So that's why I'm also engaged, almost half privately, but as Prime Minister in the Global Alliance for People and Planet, which is philanthropy, governments trying to make some major coordinated purchase of batteries that can help get costs down. So a combination, this is for me, it's really the mixed economy. It's between government intervention, market incentives, and a powerful global agenda.
Now, when I see a challenge here long term, the biggest piece is that the poorest countries in the world, which are bearing the greatest burden of climate change, yes, there's finally an agreement in principle that you need a loss and damages fund, but the amount of money that's being committed to it is negligible. It's almost insulting for some of these countries, right? And it's after years and years and years of pleading, begging, demanding. What do you hold out hope that will change significantly, and if so, why?
We have to defend that fund, and that financial mechanism that is all the way back to Paris. But there are other financial issues we need to do, which are more kind of targeted. For example, what we have been engaged in for now 20 years is rainforest protection. And the way we made those financial incentives is already proving it now with Lula in Brazil. He has got deforestation down by 80% in the 1 year he's been in office. Indonesia, DRC. So these are also, financial incentives that makes it possible for developing countries to do that preservation.